Hey everyone, this is Josh with another TypeLink tour video. This time we're going to be looking at one of my favorite uses for TypeLink, and that's for organizing various spiritual purposes. You can use it for your journaling, notes from books, conferences, sermons, and organizing all the topics you've looked into, and to keep them all in one place, always available for you to access to review or take notes on. To start this out, we've logged into the website. Let's create a spiritual section. Create this page. I'm going to make it publicly visible because a lot of this content is not going to be overly personal stuff, and it's going to be stuff I want available to other people. So I'm going to create it. First, let's make a book section. Make this publicly visible as well. Now under here, let's add a couple of books. John Piper's Desiring God and William Lane Craig's Reasonable Faith. So you can create a page for the book and take all your notes on the book there. It's going to be a lot easier to get back to than taking notes in the margins. Put down the most well-known favorite quotes of mine from this book. So there, along with any other information I'd like to write about it. Now, reasonable faith. Let's add some notes on this one as well. Okay. Reason can support faith in a number of ways. Loving God with all our minds, Mark 12:30. And other ways. I'll just leave it to that for now. Now, of course, a scripture reference is something that immediately jumps out at us as something that might be a good idea to make a page for. You don't need to for everyone, but for important verses you might want to be able to get back to, you may want to make a page for them. And you can just paste in text from a Bible program, or you can type it in yourself. Have it handy to copy and paste, so I'm going to type it in now. Great quote. All right, so now anytime I type Mark 12:30 anywhere, I'm going to be able to get back to this page that has the quote. I could put other notes about this passage here as well. So it's good for organizing your notes based on places you've learned them, also doing exegetical study of individual Bible passages, or topical study, or even character studies. Each page is a topic, and you can put any notes you have about that particular topic on that page. It's a great way to organize your information. If you ever get frustrated with your journals or your notebooks that it's not organized and you can never get back to anything helpful in the future to use it again, TypeLink is a great way to get organized and have your information available to you. Now, conferences. You ever gotten a conference notebook, filled it up with lots of great notes, and then completely forgotten about it or misplaced it, or had them take up too much place on your shelf? Well, TypeLink is a great way to keep track of these notes as well. And remember, since TypeLink is available on your desktop and on your laptop and on your mobile device, even if you find yourself at a conference and all you've brought is an iPhone, you can take your notes on that just fine, and they'll be combined together with all the rest of your notes, not just stuck on your iPhone. You'll see here we already have a book called Desiring God, so when we type in Desiring God 2010 Conference, Desiring God is linked, but if we just select this text and make it a link, that is going to link to Desiring God 2010, the conference page instead. Whenever there's an overlap of two links in TypeLink always goes with the longer one because it's a more precise match. All right, so let's take some notes from this conference here. Of course, you could have pages and pages of notes. This one will just do one sample. So here's the title of the conference. And you could organize your main sessions here, and then you could have breakout sessions here and other things. So right now, let's say some main sessions. Battle for your mind, and Randy Alcorn, difficult truths and deep love. You can create a page for this talk. Put all your notes for it here. You might want to say by Rick Warren. And then, of course, it may jump out at you. You may want to create a page for Rick Warren. And you might want to say, okay, well, Desiring God, I have talks at Desiring God 2010. He spoke on the battle for your mind. And then maybe a list of books. He wrote Purpose-Driven Life. So now we can go straight from here to create a book page for the Purpose-Driven Life. I don't have any information on that right now, but you could have a book page here. And let's go back and put that in the book section. There you go. Once again, we have these pages linked to from multiple places, so that there's different ways to get to the information. You can walk through your wiki and find out all information you didn't even know was in there. Of course, sermon notes is similar from conferences, but you may want to keep this separately, especially because you might have it just go through chronological. Let's make those public too. And let's say December, what was Sunday? I don't know. Let's say Sunday was the 19th. You can link that to take notes on the Christmas sermon. You can also, of course, let's go back there for a second. You could also put on this page, say it was from Luke 2. You could link Luke 2 and include the copy and paste the entire text of that chapter in there. So lots of ways to organize this information. Now, where the cross-linking and hyperlinking really becomes helpful is when you create a topics page. So all of the, oops, didn't mean to put that here. I'm going to put that on the spiritual page. So all the books and conferences and sermons you learn from each have a topic, and so your topics page can be a way to organize your information in a different way. So it's not just a list of sermons now, but now it's organized topically, so it's easy to get back to the information you want. Before computers, people had to keep files with different topics and file away sermons and notes and references to books. But now you don't need to redo your information to store it topically. You can just do it here. Let's say, let's create a topic of reason. Under here, we're going to say, well, so what are some of the things we have? So books, Reasonable Faith is a book about reason, and conferences, Desiring God 2010 was on the topic of reason. So now here's two great resources that I can go to get directly to my notes on these topics, or even to find out more about people who've spoken about them. I can navigate through and figure out whatever information I need. And then finally, we're going to create a journal in here. I would put that at the top, as I do in my TypeLink, because I use it daily, mostly, when I can. This section, of course, I'm going to keep this private, because that's part of the point of journaling. Social networking and sharing information publicly is great, but a journal might be one thing that a lot of times you might want to keep to yourself, so you know you're writing it for yourself and for God and not for the public at large. So on my journal page here, again, you can see the title is green so that I know it's private. I can create an entry for today. I can make it private again. I can type secrets. One note on here, while you're journaling, you can be typing for a while, and if you're obsessive compulsive like me, you want to make sure it gets saved. And so as you're typing, you can just type Command S or Control S to save. You don't need to leave the page. You can just save every sentence or every paragraph you type, so it doesn't slow down your productivity at all as you're journaling. TypeLink gets out of the way and lets you just get to the information you need. You'll notice back here on the spiritual page that journal shows up in green, so it's private, but all the other sections are blue. They're public. One of the nice things about the way TypeLink is set up is if you've taken notes on it, it's very easy to make it public or to share it with just certain individuals. So you no longer have to think about, well, do I want to make this public and put it on a web page, or do I want to just keep the notes to myself? It's easy to make that choice at a moment's notice and change a page from public to private or vice versa. And so your information is all there, and I think TypeLink will help encourage you to share your notes publicly so that other people can get to them and learn from them and benefit from them. And of course, once again, it's really easy to, the TypeLink URLs are very easy to memorize. So even if you're not at TypeLink right now, if you're on TypeLink, you can use the publicly visible box to share information with others very easily. But even if you're just sitting at somebody's computer, you got a new tab, you can say, oh, I want to send you my page about reason, or I want to look at my page about reason to find out some information that would be helpful in this Bible study, this conversation we're having. You can just go type in typelink.net/your user account/reason, and you're brought right there. You don't even need to look it up. It's just very easy to get to your information. Well, I hope this has given you some ideas of how you can use TypeLink for your own personal spiritual journey. I personally do all of my books, conferences, sermon notes, journaling in TypeLink, and I absolutely love it. It's a great way, and it helps me feel really productive, and like the way I'm putting my information together and my notes, that I'm really learning something and not just filing it away to never look at it again. Again, check out typelink.net for more videos with more ideas on how to use this new and innovative tool to store your information, to link it together, and to help share it with others. And again, of course, TypeLink accounts are free for your website or for your iPad or iPhone or other mobile device. So check it out today. Thanks.